Hi, welcome to FilmSauce. I'm FilmSauce, and in this Saucy video, I'm continuing Fallout 2024. And if you haven't watched part 1, make sure to go to my channel and watch that. And maybe subscribe while you're there. Anyway, episode 5. This episode starts off with Maximus in disguise as Knight Titus still, partying with Thaddeus about the fact that they got the Enclave scientist's head. But who cares about that, because Thaddeus is being branded by Maximus, officially becoming his squire, which basically means they're best friends. Nothing can destroy this friendship, though. Never mind. Maximus reveals that it has been him under the mask, helmet, the whole time, and a scuffle begins, where Maximus squashes Thaddeus' foot, and in return Thaddeus steals his fusion core, shutting the armor off and leaving Maximus stuck inside. And once the proven victor, Thaddeus grabs the head and walks away to the Brotherhood. Maximus is still chilling in the suit, sweating it out as a nice vault dweller stumbles across him. Lucy proceeds to free Maximus, but from the last episode where she drank some yummy radiated water, she gains some radiation sickness, which knocks her out. Luckily, because she freed Maximus, who had some right away, she was healed up. And once all healed up, Lucy agrees to go with Maximus to find the head. So they go on the road, but sadly the power armor was left behind. Back inside Vault 32, Chet and Norm continue on their adventure to a mound of dead Vault Dweller bodies outside the door to Vault 31. Suspicious. The two scuttle back to Vault 33, all dirtied up with the excuse that they planted potatoes. But now the Vault is voting for the new overseer, and the vote is seemingly tilting in the direction towards Betty. Norm on his terminal is looking at all past overseers, and finds that all the overseers were from the Vault 31. Well, the dead people were. And this new vote continues this trend with Betty as the new overseer, with her from Vault 31. With this new founding, Norm tells Chet about it, but Chet is a bit uneasy talking about this with Stephanie there, who also came from Vault 31. Lucy and Maximus tracking the head do a bit of bonding, with Lucy talking about her mother, but all this goes to a stop once they reach a bridge, with another couple on the other side. Both couples try to go across the bridge, and Lucy figures out a pretty fun way to stop the tension. So both couples put their arms up and cross the bridge, but the other couple pulls out guns, which doesn't matter much because Maximus steals Lucy's guns and kills them both, but not before being shot in the shoulder. Maximus and Lucy continue their travels until they reach Shady Sands, a town from the first ever Fallout game, and in the show it was the capital of the New California Republic, a faction that appears in Fallout 1, 2, and the very loved New Vegas. But Shady Sands doesn't matter as much anymore because the capital is just a crater in the ground. It is also revealed that Maximus was from Shady Sands, and he survived the explosion that blew it up, which is when he was picked up by the Brotherhood. But that is in the past. In the present, Maximus is bleeding a lot from his wound, so they need supplies. And what better place is there for medical supplies other than a medical lab? But inside the medical lab, Lucy disappears and Maximus goes after her, but he is locked in a room and dropped through the floor. Vault 33 now has a meeting about the future of Vault 32. Half of the Vault 33ers will be relocated to Vault 32, and Betty gives the 33ers a tour of 32. But unlike when Norm and Chet were there, the vault is all cleaned up, looking as nice as ever. Norm now questions Betty about his mum's Pip-Boy, and Betty just says the Pip-Boy was buried with her, and she was buried by Norm's dad and Betty themselves. Back with Lucy and Maximus, they wake up to discover that they are in a vault themselves now, which leads up to episode 6. This episode begins back in the past, with Cooper Howard doing a short ad for Vault Tech, exploring Vault 4 and finishing off the ad ready to go home, but not before running into Bud Askins, who works with Cooper's wife Barb, and is a successful businessman who made the T-45 power armor. But that annoyed Cooper because he used to be a war veteran. No, he was a war veteran, and an overlooked aspect of the armor caused many deaths. But anyway, done with that foreshadowing, Bud talks about how time is the greatest weapon. Done with that guy, Cooper is making nice plans to have pina coladas with his wife, but alas, there is a Vault Tech party at their house. Later on, the party is in full swing, but Cooper doesn't care for these snooty Vault Tech people. He cares about his good friend Sebastian, who in the Fallout world is the voice behind robot butlers. But anyway, important news here is that these two Hollywood stars are in a bit of trouble with all these Vault Tech promotions they are doing, because Hollywood is getting a bit more red, including one of Cooper's friends, Charlie Wickknife, whatever. But after a nice clink of their glasses, Cooper is back to the future in the Super Duper Mart, where he's captured by the law. Back with Lucy and Maximus in Vault 4, they are all healed up with the good news of Maximus's armor being found and brought to Vault 4. Maximus and Lucy, now alone, continue some bonding / flirting, where they have a nice talk.
You wanna have sex?
You mean use my cock? A weird thing could happen.
What weird thing?
Well, it's just for some guys, not me. But for some guys, you know, when they make it move, it gets all big and hard like a big pimple and then it pops.
The two are finally let out to go eat, where they notice the people around them are quite strange, with body parts where they shouldn't be. The weirdness also continues with the two meeting with the Vault Overseer, with one eye, and even freakier, the voice of Jerry Smith. But it also made sure to hammer down into the two never to visit level 12 of the Vault. The ghoul, now arrested, is being walked to the government, a new faction or so, but during that walk here's another flashback of himself and Barb, where Cooper wants Barb to quit her job at Vault Tech, but she can't quit because they need one of the good vaults. The flashback continues in a bar where Cooper meets with his communist sympathizer friend, actor Charlie, I'm not even going to try the last name again, who talks about Vault Tech being the devil, and he invites Coop to a meeting, and Cooper takes him up on that offer after he finds out no dogs are allowed in the vaults. So Paul Roosevelt would be left behind. But he's such a good boy. The ghoul is now brought in to Sorrel, who tells the audience the reason the ghoul's still around, to look for her. But the ghoul quickly kills everyone in the room and leaves, but not before telling the audience he knows Moldaver. Back in the flashback, this is the first part of the communist meeting, where Cooper meets up with Charles and a young Moldaver. Lucy now has a nice talk to the Overseer, who was kind of racist towards the people from above ground in a strange echo to real life. But scratch that, Lucy asks about level 12, and she is immediately shut down by the Overseer, who forces Lucy out. Out and about, Lucy explores, finding some NCR lore, flag, and the Fallout theme. But she is now invited to a surface dweller tradition where they get all naked and stuff, all hailing Moldaver, the Flame Mother. During that, Maximus finds his armor but is missing the fusion core still, so he attempts to steal the Vault's fusion core and shut down the power, but he's convinced to let go and embrace the Vault life by Birdie, the sort of second in command of this Vault. Give it a nice room, food, and a hot shower. This is truly the first time Maximus is happy and relaxed. But that's all ruined once Lucy barges into Maximus' new house, where he asks,
Do you want to make my cock explode now?
which just reminds me, how this show perfectly captures the comedy of the Fallout games, and I love it, so +1 source point. Anyway, Lucy is saying that they should leave, but Maximus really doesn't want to go, so she leaves him to visit level 12. Lucy, up at level 12, finds some interesting experiments that were done on people, and with more exploring she finds some test subjects. But a man comes in, and instead of being an idiot, he figures someone is there and calls security, who captures Lucy, while Maximus is just chilling eating some popcorn. This episode starts off with, holy hell, NCR troopers, that's sick. Never mind, it's just some father and son, but hey, the armor's still cool to see. But these boys are in deep trouble, as inside their house is the ghoul, eating a nice meal, and the daughter is missing. Oh, there she is. Talking business, the ghoul just wants some information about Moldava, who the son and his now dead brother work for. This scene just feels great, and I love the ghoul in it, and even in the whole series, so +1 source points for Cooper Howard / the ghoul. Anyway, yeah, the ghoul gets the information and kills the remaining son after he pulled a gun on him. Feels bad for the family. But the ghoul is now en route to Moldava at the observatory from GTA 5.
Davey!
But all this is so nostalgic that the ghoul has another flashback to the communist meeting, with so much horseshit he couldn't take anymore. So he decides to leave, with a little scuffle with Moldava, who brings his wife into the equation. Moldava wants Cooper to spy on his wife with a listening device, and he takes the device. Back in Vault 4, Lucy is imprisoned, where she calls all Vault 4ers monsters, but she is shown a tape of the old overseers who were seen before in Cooper's ad. These overseers apparently had hybridized humans with radioactive resistant species, making monsters that kill them, and this explains all the weird people. The Overseer and Birdie also tell Lucy how they are trying to ease the pain of the test subjects. So really this whole time these people are pretty nice, but Lucy infected the vault with violence, so she's going to be executed. Maximus, seeing Lucy get dragged to where she'll be executed, finally decides to get up and do something. But he needs to start moving fast, as the Overseer takes some Aladdin-ass sword to Lucy and kills her. Never mind, he banishes her to the surface and cuts the rope holding her in place, giving her 2 weeks worth of supply. But all the lights go off and Maximus in power armor shows up, beating everyone up and destroying the supplies. But Lucy reasons with him. The two are now exiled to the surface, where Maximus has to leave the power armor again, with him being nice enough, with a bit of persuasion from Lucy, to give the fusion core back to the Vault 4ers. But Maximus is so sad because he really wanted that life that Vault 4 gave him. So him and Lucy talk about him going to her vault once this is all over. And he also tells the truth that his name isn't Knight Titus and that he's Maximus. Thaddeus, in so much pain, has reached a red rocket, where he checks his disgusting foot and chucks dog meat into a cooler, which just breaks my heart seeing dog meat sad. But Thaddeus needs to find a radio tower so he can call up the Brotherhood and give them the Enclave scientist's head. Thaddeus is struggling to get to the radio station, though, when he runs into the chicken fucker, who notices Thaddeus' broken foot, so he heals him. What a nice chicken fucker. But the ghoul's on Thaddeus' trail now, with him at the red rocket and liberating Dogmeat of the cooler prison, and allowing the ghoul to track the head properly and faster. But hey, time for another flashback. Cooper pairs the listening device to Barb's Pip-Boy successfully, but he has second thoughts and throws the device in the bin. But after watching a Vault Tech ad, Cooper goes through the garbage, retrieving the device again, all because he really wants his dog in the vault. And can you blame him? You know who we haven't seen in a while though? Norm and the rest of Vault 33, who are just having a grand old time. never mind, all the raided prisoners are dead from rat poison. But on the brighter news, the repopulation of Vault 32 is beginning, and the people moving are assigned. But importantly, Norm is staying in Vault 33, while Chet and Stephanie are moving to Vault 32. The ceremony repopulation of Vault 32 has begun, with the new overseer being revealed as Stephanie, continuing the pattern of overseers being from Vault 31, which has clearly made Chet nervous, but no time to be nervous as the new 32ers move on in. But Norm uses this distraction to sneak into Overseer Betty's office, where he hacks her terminal just like the games to start messaging Vault 31, arranging a meeting with the Vault. Norm now goes to Vault 31's doors, which open up for him to enter, where there are no humans inside. Thaddeus has successfully used the radio tower off-screen and is chilling with the DJ, Carl, talking about Carl's traps and the amazing music. But guess who caught up? Maximus and Lucy were immediately fired at by Thaddeus, who misses every shot. But I can relate. Anyway, Lucy tries to bargain, but Thaddeus accidentally sets up a trap and gets an arrow through his neck. But he's not dead, so just pulls it out and the wound heals right away, making it clear to us that the chicken fucker didn't heal Thaddeus, he just made him into a ghoul. But the Brotherhood is here now and they kill muty scum like Thaddeus. But Maximus takes the head and Thaddeus runs away. Maximus though gives the head to Lucy and grabs a nearby head and smashes it in to make it unrecognizable. And with this, the two now share a kiss and split paths. That was FilmSauce Fallout Part 2. At this moment, Part 3 will be up, so you can watch the finale of the Fallout series, FilmSauce Out. But while you're looking at my channel, subscribe